What's up guys, my name is Ace, and with the boots on the ground topic still kind of hot because it looks like this coming year we're going to be having boots on the ground for the next Call of Duty, I wanted to share my thoughts on boots on the ground versus advanced movement when it comes to skill and skill gap. This is an argument I've been seeing in the community for several years now, and I wanted to share my thoughts on it today. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I want to preface this a little bit because some of you guys might be new around here. For those of you guys that don't know, I do lean slightly towards the advanced movement. I do enjoy the advanced movement, even though I've been playing Call of Duty since COD 2, I've been playing multiplayer since COD 4. I enjoy boots on the ground, and I really don't mind that they're going boots on the ground this year. I still enjoy advanced movement more. But that's not really the topic today. We're focusing more so on what requires more skill and which has a higher skill gap. Now, just like a lot of my opinions, I rarely lean really strongly towards one end or the other. I always feel like there's a little bit of right on both ends of this. And with this topic, it's going to be no different. I definitely see where both sides of the argument come from. Usually what you see is the people that are on the advanced movement side say that it takes a lot of skill to be able to control your character and do all these crazy maneuvers while also staying on target and doing it very quickly and also tracking other people that are jumping around in the air. There's a lot of skill involved with that. But then on the other end of that, on the boots on the ground end, people are saying it takes more skill in the tactics area. You've got to think about your moves a little bit more before you make them because you don't have that advanced movement to get you out of a sticky situation. If you get yourself in a bad situation with boots on the ground, you often have no way out of that situation or very few options to get out of there. So I think it's pretty clear that each of these different styles of gameplay require a different set of skills. And therefore, it's really difficult to compare them side by side. It's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. With advanced movement, it's all about reaction time and hand-eye coordination. You guys have probably come across some of those players while playing Black Ops 3 or Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare, where they're just on point and they're so fast and they jump around like crazy and they're just so difficult to beat in gunfights. It's hard to deny that these people are skilled players. Obviously, they've got a certain skill set and they're very good with it when they use the advanced movement. The same thing could be said for the people in boots on the ground game modes that are constantly taking you off guard. They're shooting you in the back, they're shooting you in the side, they're still winning those gunfights against you consistently. It seems like they're always better prepared for the situation. Obviously, these people have a certain skill set as well. Can you objectively say that one of those players is more skilled than the other? Not really. You could say that one of those players is a more tactical player or maybe even a smarter player, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are a better player because you do need a balance of skills. You still need that hand-eye coordination, you still need that reaction time, but you also need to use your brain a little bit and set yourself up for situations. So even with advanced movement, it doesn't mean that a brainless player with good reaction time is going to be really successful. And the same thing goes with boots on the ground. You could be a really smart player, but if you have the reaction time of a potato, you are still going to be struggling in the game. So having said all this, I think it's fairly clear that it isn't just a black and white, like one definitely takes more skill than the other. It all falls on a scale. Having said this, I am of the opinion that it is a little bit easier for a newer player or a noob to kill a good player with boots on the ground gameplay. The simple reason behind this is with boots on the ground, you usually have less tools available to you to deal with an unexpected camper. I'm not talking about a guy that's locking down an area and you know where he is, but he's just good at locking it down. I'm talking about the kind of camper that is just sitting in some random area that nobody could possibly predict just because it's so random and has no rhyme or reason to it and is just pre-aiming a lane or an area or something like that. With boots on the ground, that player could be brand new to the game. I could go and tell somebody that can barely even move their controller, I could tell them where to sit and just say, pre-aim this lane right here. Just aim, and as soon as you see a guy, just shoot him. With boots on the ground, they're going to be able to kill the better player more often than they would be able to with advanced movement. Because when you have advanced movement involved, if a camper like this takes you off guard and you're a really good player with really good reaction time, you can usually try and jump and evade those shots, turn on that guy and get the kill because you have far superior gun skill to that beginner player. That's not to say that you never get caught off guard by these campers with advanced movement, but you will be able to fight back more effectively against this brand new beginner player when you have that advanced movement available to you. So this is why I just lean slightly towards the advanced movement as far as skill gap goes. I think it has a slightly higher skill gap than boots on the ground, But like I said at the beginning, I don't really lean too strongly on either side of this. I'm more towards the middle, but just slightly in the direction of advanced movement. So I'm not saying that if you're a boots on the ground player and you prefer boots on the ground that you're a bad player or that you're worse than an advanced movement player. I just feel like advanced movement players have more tools available to them to deal with those beginner players that could randomly take them off guard. At the end of the day though, we can argue about the skill that each of these takes all day long. Whether you have advanced movement or boots on the ground, it really just comes down to the map design and the way that they balance out the weapons and handle the pace of the gameplay. And this is why I don't really care that they're going to boots on the ground this year. Like I said, I lean towards advanced movement, but I'm perfectly happy going boots on the ground again, as long as the map design is solid, the pace of the game is still decently fast, and the overall balance of the gameplay is solid. As long as we have these things, I think we can make the general community happy with Call of Duty this year. So I'd like to know in the comment section below, where do you guys lean when it comes to skill and skill gap? Do you think advanced movement takes more skill or less skill than boots on the ground? Or are you thinking more along the lines of what I'm thinking, where it takes a different set of skills that can't really be compared, it's kind of apples to oranges, and they just require different skill sets? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.